Summertime in Ireland means that some of the world's best lamb is on offer. Here, Gary O'Hanlon from Viewmount House in Longford demonstrates one of his signature rack of lamb dishes.
I'm going to be incorporating a spice called the Ras El Hanout. Now basically it's an Arabic name for top of the shop. Generally, and any of them could be anything from 20 different spice blends right all the way up to maybe 50. I've added like a little bit of curry, garam masala, crushed fennel, crushed coriander. I'm just going to start off by seasoning the rack. It's like anything else, quite simply. Visually, I'm looking for a good size of the eye. Like, you know what I mean? You're generally not going too old or too young. Second of all is the color, nice and pale. Generally, I'm looking for nice marble in here, which is what our selectors are looking for again, which breaks down in the cooking, giving us that moisture. Okay, so what I'm going to do then after that is, because it took about 10 hours to do the little kremeski, I'll just talk you through. Basically, a kremeski is a cylindrical type croquette. It's predominantly a shoulder of lamb, and basically that gets slow cooked. We take off all the fats, we saute it, add carrots, basic mirepoix. We cook it down then with some red wine and a little bit of paste and some chicken stock for about 9 to 10 hours. We let that cool overnight in the stock, and then what we basically do is we bind it together with some scallion, some herb, and a little bit of onion jam, a little onion compote, and we turn it into what's called a little kremeski. So I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil. Always a presentation side down first. So basically I put the cap side down, the fat side down, getting a little bit of a sear on that, and get a little bit of a colour incorporated. I don't want to go too far because I'm going to turn it back over again, and then I'm going to add the spice. You want to get a small little bit of a coating onto it first, because the spice blend will basically start to smoke. So just right before we want to baste it with a little bit of butter. So we'll take the Ras El Hanout, just a tiny little bit of a rub, and then what we're going to do, I'm just going to turn down the heat slightly. That'll start to smoke now. Next thing I've done here then is I've just added a little bit of butter. I'm going to turn it back around now, and that's when the spices, you'll start to get that then coming through the room now with the spices. Back up with the heat, and then just when you're cooking any rack of lamb, what you want to do then is, because you can't get the sear right into the inner echelons of the bone, what I'm going to do then is just baste over the back of the meat, and then that'll just give a nice little light sear and seal. So now what I'm going to do, just lift them off onto our flat. I've got a preheated oven here at about, generally if I was in the restaurant or the convection, I'd probably use about 170, 175. Probably at home it's closer to 200, okay? What I'll move on to now is a little bit of a remoulade. It's a celeriac remoulade. So what I'll do first, I'll get my little mixture ready. I'm just taking some mayonnaise. What I put in here is a little bit of lemon juice, okay? And I'm going to do a little chiffonade of some scallion, so a little bit of basil, and thankfully a little bit of coriander. You don't have to be too neat and tidy. We're all going to break it up. I just have a little bit of a curry powder right here, just a basic curry powder. Tiny little bit of salt, and then anytime I make a curry, I have to say I've never made a curry over the years without mango. Well, I'll go ahead with the celery root then. Basically, treat it like a turnip as far as preparation goes. The root end right here, we'll go a little bit deeper there. All right, and then you just want to, as if you were peeling a melon or an orange, just going along the membrane. So then, lock it down, a couple of little strips, and then just very thinly getting a little julienne on it, you know. So I've just added the celeriac to that there. Just going to give it a little bit of a mix up, and as you can see there, it's almost like a curried celeriac coleslaw. I'm going to take it out, and then I'm going to start plating the dish, but I'm going to let the lamb rest. So what I'll do here now is I just take a simple little quenelle. It is slightly wet, twisting it on. You can just spoon this on, but of course I couldn't help myself being a bit chefy, so I'm going to quenelle it. I'm going to quenelle it on a little bit, and then I've got Kelly's organic natural yogurt here. Again, just a tiny little bit. You can spoon it on, drizzle it on, any which way you like. And then what I have here is just a nice little sweet onion chutney. So it's been resting about a minute and a half. The juices should be well settled within. Yeah. So I'll take out our little kremeski, which is a shoulder, and that's us. Set that on, like so, and then take our meat. And that's our Ras Halanut spiced lamb rack with kremeski of shoulder and curried celeriac remoulade with natural yogurt. And that's us. Boom, boom. All right.